Hello, dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back to our e-learning program. We are actually continuing chapter number 6, that's ratio and proportion. And all 5 lectures we have targeted one topic, that is the topic of variation, where you are explain both the types of variation, direct variation and inverse variation, and we have solved examples regarding direct variation and inverse variation. Okay. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to target, as you all know, in my first lecture I gave you the list of the topics which we are going to cover under under one title, ratio and proportion. Today we are going to target a new topic. Understand, and the name of the topic is compound interest. That is the topic which we are targeting. I think in previous standards you must have at least studied the topic of simple interest. Understand means about interest you are well aware. Why the interest are charged, you all know. Understand, whenever there is exchange of money, the interest is always involved. Understand? Even in bank loans also interest is involved. But that concept of simple interest you studied in previous standard. Okay. In today's lecture, as you all know, we are in chapter number 6, that is ratio and proportion. Okay. Ratio and proportion, right? Today you are attending in that this particular chapter, lecture number 6. Okay, and we are targeting today the topic of compound interest. First, I need to explain you the meaning of this topic, compound interest. Okay, first we just need to have a basics of compound interest. What is actually compound interest? Okay, that is what we want to understand in today's lecture. See, dear student, if you want to understand the topic of compound interest, you need to compare compound interest with simple interest. Once you understand the difference between these two, the topic becomes clear in your mind. Okay? What is the difference between compound interest and the simple interest? Just try to understand this. About concept of simple interest you studied in previous standard, where you studied that whenever you lend money to somebody or you borrow loan from bank, whatever, you borrow money from some relative also, you are paying interest. Here we are talking of some legal aspects, understand? In simple interest, what is going to happen? Suppose you borrowed, understand, rupees 10,000. Suppose you borrowed rupees 10,000 from some person or some agency, finance agency, whatever. You brought rupees 10,000 you borrowed. Suppose for 5 years you borrowed rupees 10,000, okay? For 5 years, you all know, dear student, every year you have to pay interest on the rate of the percentage decided, which we call rate of interest. Suppose rate of interest. Suppose you brought on the rate of interest at suppose 10%. Every year interest is counted, understand, at the rate of 10% for how many year? 5 year. Now try to understand, dear student. In simple interest, I will also mention the formula for interest which you studied in primary standard. PR, somewhere in textbook they are writing N, somewhere they are writing T. It is all okay, okay? So either you write PRT or PRN, everything is equal. I think this is the formula you have studied in previous standard to find simple interest. Okay? Suppose you want to find simple interest on the given data. You borrowed how many rupees? 10,000. You all know that this is known as principal amount. You must be knowing this. Okay, dear student? This is principal amount. For 5 year, the tenure of 5 year can be called N, and rate of interest, that is called R. Okay. Sometime here we utilize symbol T also. Now what happens? In simple interest, in you all know that interest is counted annually. Understand? Now what happens, dear student? If you bring money from somebody or some agency on simple interest, the word I am speaking, simple interest, then, dear student, every year the interest is counted every successive year on the same principal, that is 10,000 rupees. Principal does not change though you bring it for 5 year, 3 year, 10 year, every year interest is counted on the same principle. It does not change. Suppose at first year I count the interest by putting the value in this formula PRN upon 100, then again next year I have to found the interest on the same data, same P, same R and N, understand? So what happens? K in simple interest every year, because the principal remains constant, means every year interest counted also remains same. This is the basic meaning of simple interest. Every year interest counted remains the same. Suppose we count interest for first year on this P 10,000, R, that is 10% for the first year, so N 100, N 1 upon 100. Now just cancel. What interest you got at the end of the first year? 1000 rupees. Okay. So at the end of the 1 year, suppose you want to pay back your amount, you have to pay 10,000 plus 1000, that you all know very well. Now dear student, if you want to count the interest at the end of the second year, principal will remain the same. That means for the second year also the interest turns out 1000 only. For the third year again principal remains the same, so interest is counted 1000. Fourth year again interest is counted on 10,000, so again 1000, and at the end of fifth year again 1000, so total interest turns out to be rupees 5,000. So you know that at the end of 5 year you have to pay how much amount payback? 10,000 plus 5,000. Here my dear student, every year interest remains the same because principal remains the same. This is not going to happen in case of compound interest. In case of compound interest, principal increases every year by addition of interest of that particular year. Understand? Suppose dear student, you borrowed the same amount on compound interest. So what happens? For the first year, I just want to show you the difference. For the first year, understand, for the first year, your interest is counted on 10,000. Okay. This is for the first year. Okay. But then in the second year, your interest is not counted on 10,000, but the interest 1000 is added, so your principal became 11,000. So obviously the interest will increase because it is counted on 11,000. Principal changed. Third year dear student, again interest is counted not on 11,000, but interest is added again, and is on 11,000. If you find the interest, suppose it turns out 1100. So now what happens? Understand, interest is counted, okay, on 11,100. So dear student, Just to give you an example, first year interest is counted on principal of 10,000. Second year interest is counted on principal of 11,000. Third year principal is interest is counted on 11,100 rupees. So what happened, dear student? Here in simple interest, interest is counted on the fixed principal every year. So you can estimate the interest every year because it is going to remain same. But in compound interest, interest is counted on increased principal every successive year. That means first year the principal is fixed, but in the second year principal increases by addition of interest. In the third year principal increases by addition of interest of the second year. Fourth year principal increases by the addition of interest of the third year. So dear student, what happens every year? Every year, because principal increases, that means interest also increases every year. That means if you borrow money from anybody on compound interest, definitely after the fixed period of time you are definitely going to pay more interest to the person money lender than in simple interest. This is a clear basics you need to understand, and I want you to conceptualize this very clearly. Understand? In textbook they have given the formula of finding amount not in simple interest but in compound interest. Directly before utilizing that particular formula, I will discuss with you how this formula is derived. That's very important. Understood? So before we move for the derivation of that particular formula, have you understood the basic difference between simple interest and compound interest? In simple interest, principal remains same every year. That means every year interest remains the same because principal remains the same. In compound interest, principal changes every year by addition of interest of the previous year. So every year, obviously, every year when principal is going to change, interest is bound to increase every year, and that is the logic, my dear student, in banking and in money money lenders financial agencies, installment agencies. Today they are offering attractive offers, EMI and all, but dear student, they are actually charging interest on compound basis. Understand? So this is a clear logic understanding. You just want to keep in mind this basics. Principal remains same in simple interest. So interest counted every year remains the same. In compound interest, principal increases every year. So interest counted also go on accumulating. I am utilizing the word accumulating because every year, because principal increases, interest also increases. Understand? So make one thing very clear in your mind, quite a clear basic, that in compound interest you are always going to pay more interest than the simple interest. Okay? This formula, my dear student, you are well aware. I equal to PRN upon 100. Where in previous standard you must have understood the formula of amount also. A equal to P plus I. You must have studied this. These two formula I think you are well aware. I equals to PRN upon 100, A equal to P plus I, but these two formula applies only and only for simple interest. Okay. Now dear student, we are targeting our topic, that is compound interest. I just wanted to first explain you the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Okay. Now let us shift to this particular topic only of compound interest. Let us move to this and let us try to discuss the derivation of the formula. No doubt, when you solve the sum, you have to utilize the formula directly, but at least, because when we are understanding the basic difference between compound interest and simple interest, and you are well aware of the two formula, one for I equal to PRN upon 100 and A equal to P plus I. Here you know the simple logic, how to find amount by adding interest in the principal. Okay. Here dear student, you you are going to directly apply the formula, no doubt, when you solve example, but I want you to at least get the idea that how you got this real formula. Understand? And dear student, I may ask such question in WRT also. This is the question. First you note down, derive. This is the formula. Okay. Derive A equals to P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. Okay. Somewhere they utilize smaller and somewhere capital N. Understand, in all textbook they used to utilize the here capital R, but here small r. To avoid your any confusion, I am also following the textbook. Now, dear student, this is the formula of compounded amount A equal to P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. How actually the formula is derived? Because I am speaking the word again and again that in compound interest principal increases every year, so we have to be very sure how we can derive this formula. See, dear student, we are deriving the formula in successive step. I am writing, you also note down with me for the first year. Okay, please note down for the first year. What should I write? I equals to, you know the basic formula PRN. We are trying to derive this formula, okay, dear student, by utilizing those. In place of n, I am not writing anything because n is 1, because every year we are going to count. So just I don't put 1 here. So what is the interest we got? PR upon 100. Okay, dear student. Now, as you know, now after finding the interest, let us find the amount. How can you find amount? The simple formula. What is that? P plus I. Okay. For I can replace this. So what is the amount? Just try to understand this, dear student. Instead of I am writing PR upon 100. You understood this? This formula basic PRN upon 100. In place of n I have written 1 because for the first year. A equal to P plus I, P as it is. Instead of I, we are replacing the interest PR upon 100. Let us take out P as common. Okay. Can you tell me what is left here? 1. From here P is taken out common. What is left here? R upon 100. So this is the amount at the end of the first year. And dear student, this amount will become principal for you in the second year. We spoke no? In compound interest, what I told you, principal increases every year by addition of interest. So the same thing, this amount becomes principal for the second year. Okay. Now we write for second year. Dear student, you have to remember in this way only for second year. For the second year. Okay. For the second year, let us try to find interest I equals to, I can't put this P. Now this becomes P for me. Try to understand. So instead of P, I am going to write this. Try to understand, dear student. P into 1 plus R upon 100. This is P into R nth one upon 100. Is it clear in your mind? Okay. P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 into R. This is the interest for the second year. Okay. After you count interest for the second year, let us try to find amount. Okay. Now this is what you understood very clearly. Okay, dear student. Now let us go for some of the basic which you need to understand. Okay. Is it clear in your mind? Let us go for another. To make it more specific, can I write this way? P into 1 plus R upon 100. You know, dear student, I am just writing this way into R upon 100. I haven't made much modification. As it is, I have written. So this is interest for the second year. Let us find principal. Okay. Sorry, amount. What is the formula for amount? P plus I. Instead of I, what I have to place? This value. Try to understand. P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 into R upon 100. Okay. Now, dear student, we place the just a minute. Amount equals to P plus I. Now instead of P, we have to place this principal. Okay. So I am writing it here. P into 1 plus R upon 100. Try to understand. New principal, new interest. Do you know what can be taken out as common? P into 1 plus R upon 100. Here plus sign. P into 1 plus R upon 100. Let us take it out as common. P into 1 plus R upon 100. Can you tell me what is left here? This whole is taken out as common. So here left 1. This is taken out as common, left R upon 100. So what you got, dear student? P into 1 plus R upon 100 power 1 raised to 2. You understood this? This just you need to do only two stage. Okay. First make it because in the third stage if you go for the third year, what you will get? P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to 3. If you continue in the same way in the fourth year, what you will get? P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to 4. Understand? Here no power, so I can say 1. And here the power is 2. Here power is 1. If you go for the third year, power will be 3. Go for the fourth year, power will be 5. Go for the sixth year, power will be 6. So power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of writing that, we are writing n. Understand? N means if first year 1, second year 2, third year 3, fourth year 4, fifth year 5. So this is the way. If I ask you, still further we are carrying, but if I ask you derive this formula, first my dear student, you have to write these two stages first. Let me remind you, just concentrate. I equal to PR n upon 100. N will be 1 because for the first year PR upon 100 amount equal to principal plus interest, A equal to P plus, instead of I, what you can replace, PR upon 100. Okay. What can be taken out as common from this? P. See, I have taken out. What is left here? 1 plus. What is left here? R upon 100. No power means I just said 1. This is the amount at the end of first year. I think first year, is it clear in your mind? I equal to PR upon 100. A equals to P plus I. Instead of I, you will place PR upon 100 from here and take out PS common. Now, dear student, this amount becomes principal for the second year. Okay. So again formula I equal to PRN upon 100, n the 1 R as it is. Instead of P, you have placed this amount. This amount became principal. Okay. Upon 100, I have just written in modification format R upon 100. Now again, dear student, amount P plus I. What is P? The same P you have to carry here. P into 1 plus R upon 100, and interest P into 1 plus R upon this one only. This is only you have to write here. P into 1 plus R upon 100 into R upon 100. And now, dear student, be watchful. What can be taken out as common? See here, P into 1 plus R upon 100. In between there is plus sign, here also. P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100. So that is taken out as common, CDA student. So here what is left? 1. Here R upon 100. The similar base, power 1 1 added 2. So what is the amount you got? p into bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 2. If you, dear student, take this as principle for the third year and you calculate in the same way, you will get the formula of amount p into bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 3. Okay, so this way, dear student, number of year first, here 1, second year, here 2, third year, it will be 3, fourth year, it will be 4. So to generalize the formula, p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to n. Okay, now what you have to write? When I ask the derivation, after writing this two stage, now you will write this way. Okay, what you will write this now? Two stage you have already cleared, and now one more statement you have. And what is that statement which you will write? Please note down. Similarly, you have to just write it this way. Similarly, we can, okay, similarly we can conclude amount for the successive year. Successive means, dear student, successive years means third year, fourth year, fifth year, as p into bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 3. Okay, then p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 4. Still you need to mention p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 5 and so on. Okay, dear student, dash dash dash. First and second year you found out already. Okay, for the first year we just simply got p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 1. Second year, p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 2. Similarly, if you just continue the process, third year will be p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 3. Fourth year, p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 4. Fifth year, p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 5. It will continue. For the sixth year, you can guess before me, p into 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 6. So this process will continue for many years. For the tenure you have borrowed the money, so n will be the generalized number we are applying, and that's why then you have to write, therefore we can generalize, okay, we can generalize the formula as, now you will note this down, a equal to p into bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to n. You understood, dear student? So this is very important. Rather than just applying the formula, I want that you should have the knowledge how you get the formula. This is the formula for compound amount A equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n, and this is the formula of amount in simple interest A equal to P plus I. Okay. So this derivation is very important. Understand? And I may ask in WRT this derivation also. How you got the formula of amount in compound interest? This can be asked. Okay, dear student, and you have to be very sure about this, right? Derivation looks simple, and I can also suppose I start sum and directly write this formula. So at least some query may arise in your mind that how actually we got the formula of compounded amount. That's why a simple derivation is necessary to understood. Okay. So dear student, in today's lecture, and as you all know, every time we concentrate and start a new topic, my target always remains to basically first make you understand the meaning of the topic. Understand? First, you need to understand the topic. Suppose we started the topic of variation. I took one lecture to explain you the meaning of that. Now, in compound interest, in today's lecture, my target was to make you understand the meaning of compound interest. That's very important. Understand? So, I think you must have understood the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Now, dear student, now we do not have to utilize this formula because our topic is entirely only compound interest. So every time you will solve the example, you will apply the same formula. What is that? A equals to P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n. This is the basic formula of compounded amount. Okay, dear student, in the next lecture, we are going to target solving few more examples, okay, regarding compound interest. Okay, dear student, thank you very much.